Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Tester. In today's lesson, we're going to explore the kingdoms of Dahomey and Asante in West Africa. These were powerful cultures with organized governments, strong armies, and rich traditions long before Europeans arrived. We'll also see how they became connected to the transatlantic slave trade and how that history links directly to the story of the United States. Let's get started. Before we get into the lesson, let's look at the PearDeck tools you'll be working with.
Alright, today I'm going to take you through the basic features of PearDeck, which is an add-on that we use pretty often here in American cultures. So this first slide is a text box slide. So I will ask you a question and you will respond in the box provided. Easy peasy, don't forget to submit your answer. Second type of slide is a poll slide, or usually I use it as a multiple choice slide, check for understanding, just to see where we're at. So you would pick the option that you feel is the best answer, and again, don't forget to hit submit. This is my favorite type of slide, or the drawing slide. There are a lot of different features I'm going to show you on the drawing slide. We're going to start over here with the pencil, change the thickness of your line. We also have the highlighter tool, line tool, text tool, eraser, and if you mess it all up, trash it or hit undo, and you have a ton of different colors here that you can use to draw all over your slide. Have a lot of fun with that one. On this slide, just to show you how some of the other tools work, we're going to highlight here. Okay, you can use the text box tool here. Now we're using PearDeck. Ta-da! You can change the color of your text. Sometimes we use that to annotate, sometimes we use it to create timelines, so lots of different features. And then finally, I just want to show you the immersive reader feature. This feature is fabulous for, if you struggle with reading or you want to change the color of the slides to make it a little more accessible. It can highlight different words. It can change the language that you're seeing the writing in, so a lot of different features there that a lot of students find very helpful. And that concludes our quick tutorial about the basics of PearDeck, which we will be using pretty frequently this year.
Pause this video and complete the PearDeck in Schoology. When you've finished, come back for our review. You've just explored the cultures of Dahomey and Asante through PearDeck. Now, let's connect what you learned there to triangular trade and the transatlantic slave trade system. Dahomey and Asante were central to West African trade, exchanging resources like gold, salt, and textiles across the region. The Portuguese were the first Europeans to make contact, and over time, other powers drew these kingdoms into the transatlantic trade system. As you can see in the infographic, the triangular arrows show how manufactured goods flowed into Africa, enslaved captives endured the Middle Passage to the Americas, and crops like sugar and cotton returned to Europe. This trade reshaped economies on 3 continents and came with a devastating human cost. The word cloud highlights the key ideas: Dahomey, Asante, triangular trade, the Middle Passage, and the goods that moved across the Atlantic. Understanding these connections shows how African history is deeply tied to American history. Now that we've connected Dahomey and Asante to triangular trade, let's watch a quick highlight reel to bring those ideas together.
In West Africa, kingdoms like Dahomey and Asante grew strong through farming, trade, and powerful armies. Their influence reached far beyond Africa. These kingdoms traded captives and resources with European merchants. This exchange fueled the triangular trade system, linking Africa, Europe, and the Americas through enslaved people, manufactured goods, and crops like sugar, tobacco, and cotton. In the Americas, enslaved Africans were forced to work on plantations, producing crops that built wealth for Europe and the 13 colonies, shaping their economies and the way they developed. Even with these challenges, African traditions and culture became part of American culture. This history is part of America's story. As we move into our study of the 13 colonies, we'll see how trade and connections across the ocean shaped the way the colonies grew.
Now that you've completed the PearDeck and seen the PowToon, it's your turn. Go to Schoology and finish the check for understanding. When you're done, press play to return for the final recap. You've worked through the PearDeck, seen the keen ideas in the PowToon, and completed the check for understanding. To close, let's review the main takeaways from this lesson. Today we learned how the Dahomey and Asante kingdoms shaped trade in West Africa, and how European contact, beginning with the Portuguese, expanded that trade into the Atlantic Ocean. This triangular trade system moved goods, crops, and people across 3 continents, but it also carried an enormous human cost. As you review, think about how these trade networks connected cultures and economies, and how that history continues to shape the world we live in today.